Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are. I want to talk about cheating. Not why do men cheat or why do women cheat, but why do people cheat? Yes. Why do people cheat? Cheating happens all day, every day. I think we have learned to deal with it, flow with it, even though it hurts us really bad when cheating happens, but it happens every day. And the thing is, I don't think that we understand where it stems from. However, we're going to dive right into it. So, my thought process is that cheating happens within ourselves at a young age. Why? Because of the environment that we're in. And when I say environment, I'm not talking about literally like the environment or the atmosphere that we're in, but I'm talking about this right here, the heart area, who we are as a person. I'm going to call this the environment, right? So this environment is what dictates what we're going to have, whether we're going to have a good, healthy, wholesome connection, relationship, or a painful, hurtful, devastating, friendship, relationship. All right. So let's go right into it. In my thought process, we as people, we know how to dress up to have this image that is beautiful to the naked eye, right? So for a man, let's say he has a six pack, good job, great bank account. What else? His attire, his automobile. What else? His talents. So he might be a businessman. He might be whatever it is. But all those things are, his qualities of what makes him who he is, or what he has made of himself. Same thing for a woman. The woman might be her beautifiedness, her hair, her nails, her handbag, her talents, whatever her talents is or whatever, all those things is her makeup, what she has created to be who she is. Now, so I'm going to use this hat right here to represent those attributes, those things that are attractive. So this represents, whether you're a man or woman, the attributes that you acquire, that who you are, So, you got the nice body, you got the money, you got the whole shebang. You have, this is that thing that gives people that double look, like, dang, it's like you gotta look twice, like, wow, and you make your move to want to get to know who the person is, right? So with that being said, getting to know somebody is really tricky because we allow this to be the reason why we want to get to know somebody, and we want to get to know all about this person right here compared to get to know the purity of the environment of who the person is. We don't know how to get to know somebody here. Matter of fact, we don't even have time to get to know somebody right here. However, this right here is so intriguing, it's so amazing. We spend all the time, talking, listening about this and all of that and admiring it. And what's the next thing that is, that we jump right into? The physical aspect. All right. Now, the question is, why do people cheat? What I think, it's just my thought, is when we get to experience the environment, because most of the time, most people don't want to talk about the environment. So the environment is either going to be clean or dirty, right? So a clean environment is welcoming, it's loving, it's amazing, it's beautiful. A dirty environment, there's clutter everywhere. There's like, there's no room for anything, to be there because, you got this here, you got that here. So when I say dirty, it could be the hurt, it could be the pain, it could be the frustrations, it could be the experiences that you've had, since you were a little person that you're carrying on today. It's in you. It's like, you're frustrated, and so when anyone tries to poke at it, to get to know that, to get to journey with you, to know who you are, it comes out in such a way that it pushes somebody away, compared to a good, healthy, clean environment, which is welcoming, which is loving, which is caring, which is, hey, I see you, I recognize. It is welcoming. It makes people, feel okay, feel stable, feel cool, and, people hang around longer. What causes people to cheat is very, very simple. I'm gonna give you a prime example. There was a girlfriend that I had. I must have done something that required. It didn't even really require a compliment, but she said out of her mouth, she said, "Oh, I'll give you a compliment, but I'm not gonna give you a compliment because it's gonna give you a big head." And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "If I give you a compliment, it's going to give you a big head." So I'm like, okay. So I was confused because what is this compliment? Obviously, I did something that she felt would have been a good compliment, but she chose not to give it to me. Okay, fine. All right. So I leave and go somewhere else, completely different. So when I say go somewhere else, it could be going to work, going to school. It could be anything somewhere else outside of the environment that you're in. And when I went to someplace else, randomly, somebody else said to me, "Oh my God, when you did that, that was amazing," and gave me details on what I did. So it was a compliment, the same compliment that my girl could have given me, but she chose not to give it to me because it was going to give me a big head. Okay. So when she did that, now is there a problem with that? Not really, but here's what happens on why it is okay. Well, it's not okay, but why people cheat. Now, my girl could have easily said, "You know what? Here's the compliment," and said the compliment, right? Like, let's say she said, "Oh, you did a great speech. That was awesome." And I'd be like, "Thank you." So then when I left her to go to this different environment, this different area where there's different environments and stuff, when I went there and somebody else said, "Oh my God, that was a great speech. Good job. Awesome. High five." Psh. I'm like, "Well, thank you. I'm not thinking nothing of it." But because my girl did not tell me that, for whatever reasons, she didn't tell me that. Okay. I'm not tripping. Now, mind you, people don't wake up in the morning and say, "Oh," wipe their eyes and be like, "I'm gonna cheat today." It doesn't happen that way. It's just subtle, tiny little things that creates a new venture for cheating to happen. So in this situation, yes, my girl didn't give me a compliment. However, somebody else gave me a compliment. Okay, all right, no problem, nothing. And as time goes on, when things that she can do knowingly, she's not doing because obviously she had the power to do so. She didn't do it, but somebody else did it, and then somebody else continues to do it. What happens is that in that particular frame, right, I'm now seeking for that attention because that attention is pouring back into me, and my girl refuses to pour back into me. Now, let's get one thing straight. I can come home every day, my girl cooks me something and I eat. This person's not feeding me any kind of food, but it's giving me a compliment that my girl acknowledges and doesn't want to give. So that's want to make sure we understand the two differences. So it's not like I'm cheating because I want to cheat. No, I'm cheating because you knowingly know there's something that I did and you didn't want to acknowledge it, which is fine. It's not a deal breaker. It's not. But when somebody else is showering me with the compliments that you could have given me, I'm like, okay, all right, thank you. Okay, thank you. And then that starts to become a new thing. It starts to build little by little. A tiny compliment here, a tiny this there, and before you know it, I am now diverted my attention to over here. Yeah, I can still live with you, I can still be with you, I'm still home, I can still come home every day. However, I now really enjoy going over here because over here on this side, there is compliments. All right. Now, let's go back. At the beginning, I did something that was great from right here. Let's say you acknowledged my gift or whatever it is that I did. He's like, "Oh my God, baby, honey," or whatever terms you use to communicate with your other person. "Honey, oh my goodness, man, that speech was incredible. Oh my God. Woo, high five." Right? When I leave that environment and I go over here, I go to work, I go to school, wherever it is I'm going to, a gas station, anything. If somebody's like, "Oh my God, I saw you did, man, that speech was incredible. High five." I'm like, "Yeah, thank you." My girl said the exact same thing. "Thank you very much." I am focused right here because why? my girl spoke life into me. And so when I step out in the world, when I step out to different environments and they tell me the exact same thing, guess what I would say? My girl said the exact same thing too as well. Yeah, so thank you very much. That's no, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. My girl says that because my girl chose not to say anything, right? I cannot use that reference. And it is nice to get positive reinforcement, It's nice to hear it. It's nice to experience it. And that is part of why a person cheats. Now, to take it further, in a relationship, let's say you as the woman, you are all beautified, right? You're all made up, bang, 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 right? And I see you, and I'm like, ding! But I don't say that ding to you directly, right? I don't say it to you at all, but in my head, because let's say I have a dirty environment, all right? So I have a dirty stuff everywhere, clutter everywhere, pain, hurt, frustration, being used, abused, oh my goodness, environment. And I see it, and I'm like, I'm having my own self-talk. Why is she dressing like that? What? She's trying to get attention. Oh, I don't say dang to her. So she leaves the house. I'm furious inside. I'm kind of mad because people are going to look at her and be like, So she steps out to wherever she's going to, a grocery store, gas station, work, school, whatever. And somebody else random is like, ding to her. And she goes over here, ding, ding. And she hears all those things. She's like, well, thank you, right? And before you know it, that ding, she didn't get it from you, right? And so because she didn't get it from you, she's checking out different environments, Whereas if I had allowed myself, if my environment was clean, if my environment was healthy, if my environment, was happy, good, I could be like, ding, I see you. So when she's out there and she gets the same ding, what's up, Ma? She's like, thank you. My husband or my man or my partner just said that to me this morning as well before I left the house. So thank you. It comes back home and it's great. But because of my own insecurities, because of my own, pains and frustrations and whatever else, I don't say, dang. I don't say it. I don't give it. I don't. And then I use that to now punish you. I use that to control you. I use that to manipulate you. Why you gotta dress that way? Why you gotta do all of that? Why? And so instead of me acknowledging, spending time, and let's talk about how great your day is or how your day was, I'm sitting here nitpicking and talking about this and that and da. And what does that do? It breaks you down. You're like, okay, why am I in this relationship? Because of this. This right here looks so good. Okay, there's money, there's children, there is all this different stuff that makes you stay in a situation that's not healthy because, so you continue to be broken until you have no more left. And you stay in a situation that's not good. Because why? My insecurities, that I have carrying, because I'm not dealing with it, I'm now using that to control you. I'm using that to manipulate you. I'm using that to destroy you, and I'm using that to break you down because I need to make sure that I control you 100%. Don't dress that way. Don't look that way. Don't say that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Whereas you ought to be free to be free. So when you cannot be free, when you cannot be beautified in who you are and come home and talk about your day and you have to walk in eggshells, so that's what happens every day, all day. So I have on a ring, right? On the wedding ring. So many people are married, right? This right here, but yet they still cheat. Why? Because the environment that they're in is either going to be a good thing or a bad thing, period, right? So in your relationship as a married person, think about it. How many women has gone out and seen a man with a ring on and they don't even care that you have on a ring? They're like, so what's up? Hey, And that man is dealing with an unhealthy environment at his home, he's open to explore this environment compared to a good, clean environment when a woman steps up to that man and, so what's up? He's like, oh, thank you. I'm happily married. I'm good. It's all good, and it cuts it right there. Not even a thought, not even a question, A healthy environment creates a healthy environment, and that healthiness builds and it grows and it's excellent. You can have a healthy environment, will not get mad if you're having a conversation with somebody else, if you are building a business with somebody else, if you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, because why? The communication is healthy, it is good. You can talk about things and it's all right. A unhealthy, a messy, dirty environment will not allow you to have friends, will not allow you to have conversations with anybody, because they want to control all of that because of fear of maybe losing you, because this right here is so important. They don't want to lose that, because it looks good. The image looks good. It gives them like some kind of security, some kind of sense of self, because they have this with you, and it's like, oh, so they have to try to protect it, but they don't know how draining that is, how frustrating that is, and how it just diminishes who you are. So, how do we deal with that? How do we grow from that? The real thing is, if you have a dirty environment, are you willing to grab the vacuum and vacuum it up and clean it up? Which means, yes, you've experienced a hurt. Yes, you've experienced the pain. Yes, it's painful to deal with it. Yes, it's painful to talk about it. But when you meet somebody or you're with somebody and you discuss it, that trust is established. So that way you can deal with it. Woosai. Let it out. Let it go. Put it behind you. So that way you have room. You have room now to grow, to be excellent, and live a better and happier life. Remember, you cannot control what happened yesterday. You can't. Yesterday is gone. So you have right now, and you have the power right now to make a difference right now in your environment. You have that power to let go, cut it, put it behind you. You have room to have a clean, healthy environment. Are you willing to do that? Most people think about it, but don't know how to do it. Most people will actually vacuum it up. It looks good. And then instead of taking the canister and go dumping it, like go and dump it in the big trash can, and that way it's gone and it's gone forever. No, they get the canister and open it back up and pour it back in there, because why? They feed off of that. They love to have that whole poor me. Look, you will not believe what happened to me. Oh my God, this happened to me, that happened to me, and and here's the evidence. It's so. And they stay in that filth. They love that filth. So when you meet someone that enjoys to be in that filth, but you decide to stay because of this right here, so you decide to stay, then you should not complain about what the choice that you've made. But when you have communicated and the person is attempting to clean it up, that's when patience comes in, as you see them and they're genuine to want to clean it up, to make it a better and cleaner and healthier environment. But until then, you cannot change anyone. You cannot do anything. And that's why people cheat. People go out there and want to be in a healthier environment, a cleaner environment. We all want clean environments. We desire that. What's that saying? Cleanliness is next to godliness, right? So when environment is clean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to the eyes. It's beautiful, to the heart. It's beautiful to everything, and it's welcoming. When the environment is filthy, it's like, you don't want to touch nothing. You don't want to eat from nothing. You don't want to even sit on nothing because it's so cluttered. It's so filthy. There's no room for you. And many relationships are in situations like that that's not healthy, but because of the makeup, because of the beauty, because of the handsomeness, because of the money, they stay and they stay and they stay. And with that staying, they cheat and they cheat and they cheat and they cheat. And when I say cheat doesn't have nothing to do, it has nothing to do with sex at all, but sometimes it builds up to that. Cheating can just be having a conversation about what's going on at home, what's going on here, and you have someone else that you can talk to and whatever else and all of that, but because we are physical beings, sex is always one of those things that just is an instant magnet. It's an instant magnet to see if I can, leave this environment and join you in your environment, because your environment seems kind of cool and kind of fun and kind of exciting. So cheating will continue until your environment is awesome. Your environment is great. One more thing I want to add. When you meet somebody, if it could be environment to environment, which means you're not going to use this. You're gonna move this to the side, like, put it away, right? You shouldn't have to use that to try to capture somebody. So when you can purely meet someone and take the time to get to know the person, and travel through their journey of who they are, right? And you travel and you get to know, and it's both, so I get to know you and you get to know me, and all of that without this, right? Without this, that's when you have a chance to really have a good, solid foundation. And with that foundation, oh my God, sky's the limit. You will have everything. You have everything, but it takes time. It takes time for people to open up. It takes time for people to trust. It takes time to build a good foundation. So before you run into another relationship trying to get, and because this person cheated on you and this happened to you and oh my God, and I can't find anybody, be patient enough to, when you meet somebody new, get to know somebody's environment, and if it's not clean and they're not willing to work on it, okay, thank you, nice to meet you. Move it to the side and you keep your search as you look, because most people will not open up and communicate. They don't want to. They're too busy working on this to make it so amazing. So they use this to cover it up. So that way you don't even have time to penetrate here. They don't want you to come close to this. They don't want you to come close to their environment at all. Some people will allow you to cheat. Some people will be like, hey, we're gonna have an open relationship. I don't care, whatever. Just don't mess with this and it's all good. So let's keep it like this. Let's keep it 100 this way and it's all good. People spend so much time making the outside appearance look so beautiful and so intriguing and so welcoming. So that's what we do anyway. We see him from afar. Dang! Oh, look at him. Look at her. Oh my God, what's up? And we step to him and like, what's up? I'm saying, I saw you from afar and I'm trying to get your number. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to know you. Okay, yes, and we never talk about this. We always talk about this. So how long you been at that job? Oh my God, you're gifted, you're talented. Oh my God. And we talk this talk, but we never talk this talk. We never talk this energy. We never talk about it because we don't want to, And that's why people will cheat, and that's why people will continue to cheat, period. So that's just my 2 cents on that. Share your opinion. Share your thoughts. Why do people cheat? Because that's mine. You might have a different reason. You might have a different thought. You might have a different opinion. And could that stop? I think that people can get together and there's no cheating at all. If environments are cool, both of them are cool. My environment, that person's environment, man, it's nothing but a healthiness that grows from it. So anyway, thank you for your time. One love, big hugs. And oh, by the way, like and share this video and hit the subscribe button. Have a wonderful day. Peace already.